Hello there, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 4. Here we are. Last week, there's going to be a little bit of spoilers for the previous episodes as I recap, but last we left off, um, Obi-Wan barely escaped with his life from Mapuzo, and the third sister had found Leia and has taken her hostage. So here we are, and let me tell you, this episode was a lot of fun. I really like when we have a specific mission, but I think my favorite part of the episode was really the interaction between two of the characters, and then as always, we have also just the looming presence of the greater bad. So this episode was a lot of fun. I'm still having a little bit of issues of uh, with the stakes because we know a lot of these characters make it forward, but they've introduced enough new characters that I actually care about. I really like Tala. We get we get to see a new faces, a new couple new faces as well. And we do remember that this is a war and there are casualties. So I highly enjoyed this episode. Once again, we will be going into spoilers in a little bit, but overall, the Obi-Wan series just continues to be great. It's a really cool story, and I just think that everyone, and including the stuff they're doing with Obi-Wan and Vader and those actors is just fantastic. Like, there's not a lot of there's not it's not as much as we would see if they were both together in the same screen, but the way Deborah Chow and the team have just made this feel like they are connected in this weird way through the Force, uh, it makes it very interesting. So it really leads me a lot to believe that how long did Obi-Wan struggle with this, and also how strong is his connection to the Force in this era of his life, and does that mean that maybe by the end of this show, Obi-Wan will have more of a restored connection to the Force? I think that'd be great to see, and kind of leading us to what we see in Episode 4 or even in Rebels, where he's a very capable fighter. So yeah, but anyways, going forward, spoilers for the episode. So like I mentioned, we pick up leaving Mapuzo with Tala and going to this new base along the path. We meet O'Shea Jackson's character. I believe his name is Roku. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, and these people are just helping the Force sensitive, the Jedi, escape the clutches of the Empire. So this isn't even part of the rebellion. They really are just helping people escape the Empire, which is really interesting. But I think that may be about to change. We see Obi-Wan. He's been hurt because you know Vader put him through the fire pretty much last episode. So he's in a bacta tank, and I love the parallels of both. Vader has to use the bacta tank, it seems like, every day, or as much as he can, right? And then in Obi-Wan, in this time, he's also there, but there's this connection and through the Force that's I don't know, it just keeps them together. It makes them connect, maybe subconsciously, or maybe they do want to connect. Um, and then also we have the struggle with Obi-Wan of how strong is his connection to the Force. He has His abilities are not what they were once, right? And I've mentioned this before, but Anakin compared him as wise as Yoda and as strong as Mace Windu, as good of a fighter as him. So Obi-Wan was, top notch of the Jedi. So and yeah, I really like the character of Tala, like playing this spy infiltrated into the Empire to help out people. Now, on the other hand, we go back to the Fortress Imperative, Inquisitus, I believe that's what it's called, in this moon in the Mustafar system, and we see There's a big revelation about this place, which is pretty sad and really interesting, just towards the mythology of what's going on. But yeah, we see Riva interrogating Leia, and I think, like I said, this whole conversation was really good, and I like seeing how I think Leia is very smart. She's very savvy for a child, but I think it's also her intuitiveness may come from some of her force powers. So I was always wondering, like, would Reva be able to find this out, like that she maybe is force sensitive? And then we get to this point where the interrogation is not working, Leia's not breaking, and Reva's about to take more Gregorian methods to extracting the information. Um, all in all, we get Obi-Wan and Tala infiltrate the base. This feels a little bit like, I mean, yeah, like sometimes the odds seem insurmountable towards their heroes. Like we have Tala and Obi-Wan infiltrating this full base where all the Inquisitors are, all these people from the Empire. But I don't let that stuff kind of just kind of brush that aside and move past it. Um, and yeah, and like I said, we get some casualties. We are introduced to this character Wade, who's helping them out. They come in last minute to try to help. Um, and just as we think our heroes are safe, Reva in a really cool scene. Like I, if Hayden Christensen is doing all the stuff inside the suit for Vader, man, he is nailing it. There's a scene where Vader comes in, super menacing. Like it has to do everything with it. The way he's moving, the angle of the camera, and he picks up Reva and he's about to kill her until she kind of has 1 minute to explain like what's going on. Really, really cool, super menacing. I love this Vader. It does make me think like this Vader. How am I supposed to eventually root for this Vader's redemption in Return of the Jedi? It's really, really, really fun storytelling. Um, so yeah, and then our heroes get to escape, but Reva lets Vader know that she's planted a tracker in Lola, the little droid that Leia has. So this is all gonna culminate with maybe the Empire discovering the path. So we'll see what happens then. I'm surprised. Have they not reached out to Bail? Like I feel like he could be a little bit more help now at this point. So we'll see. But once again, another enjoyable episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. We only have 2 left, which is insane. It feels like the series just started. So hopefully we'll get more in the future. But you guys let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to stay tuned. We have more TV reviews, comic reviews, movie reviews, and all that stuff. We have also trailer reactions. We've had a few things for Netflix. Maybe we'll talk about that on our next live show. And as always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Bye-bye.
The Force will be with you, always.